everybody. So we're here at what we're going to call the Easy Street House, and I'm going to explain that more when we go in. But it's a cute little stucco house. You know, it's not perfect, but none of these houses are at the ages. And when they do have little character flaws, like there's some little damage to the stucco there on the corner by the stairs. You know, people, when they're buying houses that were built in the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s, they don't necessarily expect perfection. You know, if they want perfection, they're gonna do a new build. So, you know, we call those things character in a house. That's what makes them what they are. So I'm really excited to show you what we did inside, so let's go take a look. So here there's a cute little porch when you walk in, and then you walk into the living room. Before, this was that dark red brick, and what we do is we just put like a faux glaze on top of it, and it just brings it, you know, makes it more modern. I was disappointed that the chimney was already sealed off, but you know, when they live here, they can do that layered look with the candles in there, and it'll look really pretty and quaint, and they still have the feeling of a brick fireplace there. So this turned out really cute, you know, just by painting the walls. And look at this trim. I know in the before, we're gonna show a picture of, it was dark trim before. It wasn't in bad shape or anything, but in probably 98 out of 100 cases, I paint the trim white because it just makes a house look newer and cleaner and fresher than it does, even if the wood is in good shape. So I really like the way that turned out. The floors came out really good too. You know, again, there's gonna be some imperfections here or there, but when people get in and they put their furniture in and some throw rugs around, you're not even gonna notice that. We did replace the dining room light. I believe we had this sitting in our basement. A lot of times what we'll do is we try to save money where we can. So we took this out of another house. It didn't fit in that we were renovating, and we just installed that in here instead. So overall, I'm really happy with the appearance of the way things are looking. It's amazing what paint does though. You know, if you just look at how clean the walls look and how fresh the floors look and everything, paint is one of your biggest returns on your investment because it just makes the house feel so much cleaner. Let's go take a look at the bathroom. So one of the reasons we're gonna call this the Easy Street House is because a lot of the bigger renovation, the more costly renovations were already done. Now, these aren't the exact choices that I would have made if I were to renovate this from scratch, but they were already here and they looked really good and really clean, so we decided to keep them rather than rip them out and start from scratch. But there was already, you know, the new tiled shower was here, the toilet was in good shape, the vanity's in good shape. I do think we did add a new mirror and a new light fixture there. So, you know, just those little tiny little things that were very minimal cost to make it look good. Now, the other reason we're gonna call this the Easy Street House is because the kitchen was also already renovated. So the cabinets were already here. One thing I did do though is this beadboard that they have for a backsplash, that was the same color as the cabinets before. It was kind of this like light cinnamon color, and I just thought it was a little too much wood. So I wanted to give that more of a contrast and make it have more of a kind of a country feel to it. So we did paint that white, but again, look, you know, that's a really small budget item, paint, that made a big difference in this kitchen. The kitchen already had appliances and everything. Again, these aren't things that I would have picked out necessarily if I was renovating from scratch, but when it's already here and it looks in this good of shape, there's no reason to get rid of it. Okay, so this is the room off of the kitchen, and it was a bedroom. It had a door right here that led to a closet that led to the upstairs. I didn't want the upstairs to feel so removed, and I didn't want to have to walk through a bedroom to get to the upstairs. But by changing the use of this space, we did lose a bedroom, but we gained 2 bedrooms upstairs with a whole lot more square footage than this would have provided. So, you know, they could use this for a playroom or an office, or, you know, an extra seating if they had a party, you know, for holidays or whatever. But the other thing I did is, rather than just have that little door that led to the upstairs, I wanted to make the rooms upstairs feel like they were always there, feel like they were part of the house. And if you just have this kind of weird small door that used to be a closet, there were stairs that led to the upstairs, but it just didn't feel open to me. So I actually took out, what is that, maybe about 3 feet of a chunk of a wall and added this railing in. And that just, it helps the feeling that those rooms were already there and that they were meant to be there. So let's go upstairs and take a look at how that turned out. So as we walked up the attic stairs, what was the attic before? There was actually like a platform door that was built into the floor, and you had to kind of like open it up like this and then walk up. So we got rid of that, obviously. We built a railing in there so nobody can fall over, added a really nice handrail there. And then we created 2 rooms up here rather than just 1 room, because we lost a room downstairs and there's only 1 other room. So if we made this 1 big room up here, it would still only be a 2-bedroom house. And a 3-bedroom house is always gonna be more appealing to a buyer than a 2-bedroom house. So we had a little bit of a challenge though, because the stairs weren't centered within the attic space. So we have to make a room on one side of the stairs and on the other side. So this room is not that wide. And normally in an attic, I would build 4-foot knee walls. So they would come to about right there on either side. But being that this room was so small as it was, I decided to go all the way down. And even though that's not super usable space, I mean, you know, if it's a kid's room or a nursery, there's little things that you could tuck in there, stuffed toys or pillows, or make a little reading nook or whatever they want out of it. Or if, you know, they may use this as their home office, and it would certainly be functional as that. They could put a couple little bookcases or file cabinets along those walls. But by going all the way to the floor, it makes this feel so much bigger and so much more functional. So in the landing above the stairs though, there's a couple little things I added, because in this room it was already small. I didn't want to put the closet in there either. So we just put the closet right outside here. It's still very functional. I love exposing brick when I can. It's just like one of those character elements that if you can incorporate it, if it's already there, I love to do it. So this is what would probably be used as the master bedroom in here. We added a nice full 60-inch bifold door closet over there. The windows were already there. I think we did have to replace the middle one to make sure that it had the proper egress to it. But this is another reason we call this the Easy Street House, because this was just unused space before. It was an attic. But look how much square footage we added to the house by converting this into living space. And converting an attic is not that big of a deal. You know, the floor was already here, the roof was already here. All we had to do was add insulation, sheetrock, heating, electrical, carpet, trim, and paint. I mean, in the overall budget, that wasn't a huge thing that added a lot of money to our budget, but look at the transformation. Look at how much more usable space we have in this house now. Look at how much of a better sale that this got. And in the next video that you're gonna see, Glenn's gonna talk about how he found this house and the numbers and what we actually made on it. So I'm excited for you to see that video. If you haven't already, make sure that you like and subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure to make that comment and we will personally answer those questions. We're right here for you every step of the way. So I hope to see you soon and enjoy that next video.